Don't talk about length.
Hello and welcome to Onesies, a podcast of one season wonders and blunders. My name is Andrew.
My name is Emily.
And we are back discussing Maximum Bob, the 1998 ABC dramedy of the Northern Exposure picket fences, but not.
Twin Peaks-ish.
Twin Peaks-ish.
Ish.
Imagine this should have been a syndicated show. If this had been a syndicated show, it would have been better because there would have been somebody on the cast who was trying to make it and not just make it to a real CBS show the next year.
Yeah. The good news is we're on episode 6, Dead Babe Walking, and we only have one more episode after that.
We only have one more episode to go, and lots in this episode that Emily enjoyed.
Lots.
We get the narrator. We get Wanda Grace narrating again at the beginning and the end. Does she tell a wholesome anecdote about life on the slave plantation as we exit the episode? Yes, she does. We don't unfortunately get any, despite Beth Grant and William Sanderson both having outsized parts, they do not discuss being brother and sister, which is a bummer. We get Sam Robard's sheriff reduced to a I'm not coming back for the back 13 type appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Liz Vassy finally acknowledging what Emily's been trying to tell me the whole time, and we've just been cutting it, that every woman on the face of the planet wants to gargle Beau Bridges' balls.
So, yes, seemingly that is the case. It's not in so many words. He's a very complex man.
He reawakens the sexuality of a death row inmate whose last partner probably raped her and then she killed him.
Yeah.
But he makes her feel like a woman again.
Yes.
However,
just by talking to her, by the way, they're not caressing or smooching or anything. He's just there. They're having a conversation because he can talk about more than just, what's growing on the farm and what beer he's drinking. He can talk about the flowers, right? Like,
it's
just
right.
Give a man
we get some orchid talk again.
Yeah, just give a man an interest that is outside the realm of traditional masculinity, and that makes women want to drop their panties, apparently.
I guess you weren't paying attention. The direct implication is that he's a complicated man, but he's also a raging fascist, and that's what's hot. Because that's what you women like. You women like bad boys.
That's not my kind of bad boy.
No. We were so close to the universe where I got to make a whole bit about how Zach Braff is actually Mr. Emily, but no, we don't get to do that. Okay, so the episode opens with, I don't need to see you doing the thing with your hand and the cheeks. Yeah, ew. You're really hoping for a lot with Zach Braff there, I think.
I'm really hoping for a video podcast someday.
Oh yeah, today's the day we definitely need one. Definitely. Okay. So the episode opens with Death Row. It opens with Wanda Grace saying this is where Big is gonna fucking define himself as a person.
Which begs the question, because this is kind of running throughout, right? With Leanne. Is this the point that she is trying to sway him? Is this it? Because she's been talking about how his soul needs redemption. He's going to a dark place, blah, 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 blah. And in this episode, she says, I was put on this earth to save his soul, or something like that. Is this that point?
It is implied that it is, but no, I do not believe that it is. Because of course it
Because
isn't.
the plot point, like I feel like I was like, oh my God, they're getting to this already. And it's only episode 6, unless they knew that the show is canceled and they just reworked the story to wedge it in. I don't know. I was it didn't feel like it
Nope, doesn't
because
feel like it.
they kill her, right? I watched it yesterday. I don't remember.
You watched this yesterday and didn't give me any warning when I watched
No,
it
I didn't give
today.
you any warning.
You're such a jerk. You are such a mean person.
You know what? You have
Where,
to
where's the
I'm not your
compassion?
mother.
Where's the
I'm
compassion in your soul? Where did it go?
You are a straight white man. I have no compassion for you.
But you think Ron DeSantis' cowboy boots are manly. Anyway, moving on.
Gross.
Okay. So no, she doesn't fucking die. It has a happy ending. Oh my God.
I
Big
don't know.
gets
She sees her
laid.
daughter
Okay.
and
So
yeah, and Big gets banged by his wife.
he does not fall in love with the death row inmate at all. That
That's what it
was a
sounded
lie.
like
Yeah.
based on the description. It sounded like they were going to fall in
And I
love, but
think the teaser at the end of last episode leans into it, but it is not that. Because no, so this is the year 1998. So we had yet to have we'd had Dead Man Walking, but we hadn't had the Green Mile bomb. So inexplicably, my favorite Christian movie ever, everyone. The Green Mile.
Green Mile.
Green Mile, favorite Christian movie. Jesus Christ comes back as a black man and they kill him. Moving
Did you
on.
read the serials when it came out?
Fuck no, I don't read Stephen King.
Oh my God. I loved it. I was like, I was a child, but I loved it. I would go to a gas station, funny enough, every week, and I would pick up the new one every week. I loved it. It was so cool. It was just a neat little gimmick that really got me interested.
Love the movie.
Anyway.
Glad you purchased it, so they made a movie. There you go. So but that basically killed the whole that and 9/11 really, because it's like, no, you can't be like, oh, the death penalty's bad. Well, wait a second. What color and religion are they? Wah. They mentioned Tom Brokaw in this big anti-death penalty. Not only is he the one after 9/11 who acted like a little bitch on TV and was like, we're going to get you. This does. He
I
was
don't remember
A,
that.
Canadian, B, a member of some far-right racist society they found out in the Epstein files.
Oh, I didn't know that. Weird.
Yes. He's a piece of shit, bear-looking motherfucker. Okay. Stop looking at pictures of Beau Bridges in his undie pants. Okay. That is not in this episode, everyone, but you will not be watching it too. Do I need to look at the news right now?
No.
Okay.
Between me and Mr. Emily.
Okay. Wow, I told you Scrubs got renewed before he told you Scrubs got renewed.
No.
Dude, he's a bad husband. All right, Zach Braff is a bad husband. You really just need to reconsider that. I liked it more when Mr. Emily was Barry Sonnenfeld because he was going to die soon and get his money. Okay, so we open with this whole death penalty thing. It's very like, here's the humanity of it, but it's also not, because the woman's like, I sinned and I deserve to be killed, but
Yeah.
I have found my Christian lady soul, so I will. Okay, I don't know. I'm not looking up where Alexandria Powers is.
Yeah,
One
I
of
don't know
the
where that is.
worst Florida accents we've seen on this program of terrible Florida accents, right? Like,
Yes.
real bad. So, she can't get electrocuted. The power goes out. There's a last minute. Liz Vassy tries to intercede with the governor. Governor's only in it for that scene. Doesn't matter. We don't,
Yeah.
though we get buildup with Big being chased by the hard copy folks. Is this what hard copy did?
I don't think so.
It is. But this is the first person big ever sentenced to the electric chair, and they're going to find out what Maximum Bob's all about finally. So, but Leanne's at home with Wanda Grace, and they're sad about death in the world and such, and why can't Big just come around? So we then get the power outage. They can't execute her. Before the opening credits, we hear a "I'm alive" or something like that. It's great. Liz Vassy, of course, we have not jumped ahead 10 years, which would have been preferable. But Liz Vassy is just handling the final appeal and is watching her client get executed, which is an interesting vibe if you know how
You know,
go.
I was reminded ever so slightly of the Law and Order episode where they all go, where like New York reinstates the death penalty, and they all go, like all of the cast goes to watch this first person who they sent to the chair die. And I don't think it was an electric chair. I think it was chemicals or whatever, you know. But and then they all have like crises, and I think Sam Waterston whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He like falls off the wagon. No, he has been drinking. It was Jerry Orbach who falls off the wagon and gets drunk, and then like um what's her name? Jill Hennessy. She drives him home, and he's getting all sweet and like, oh, you know, I wish I had a daughter like you. My daughter won't talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And then she gets hit by a car and dies. And Jerry Orbach is in the street in tears. Sorry, I know it's propaganda, but I love Jerry Orbach so much. I can't. I can't.
That's the idea that a bunch of police officers and prosecutors aren't fucking jerking off while watching that is fucking hilarious. Wow, dude.
Benjamin Bratt cheats on his wife. They all have like crazy reactions. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of vaguely.
Okay.
What?
That Benjamin Bratt cheats on his wife.
Benjamin Bratt's character in the show cheats on his wife.
So we then get a courtroom scene where the judge is trying to figure out. For a while, it seems like the judge is thinking about his election campaign, like it's going to be a subplot. It will not. It's going to be this scene basically, and then we're done with it. But they're like, you got to execute her to be taken seriously when you announce for governorship. And so they figure out that they can execute her as long as they do it by the next day at noon. Leanne shows up and says, Big, you can't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. He says, somebody find a car to take the woman home. We then maybe get William Sanderson being hired to repair the electric chair. He will have a full B plot, but truncated because it drops off by the third.
Yeah.
But he's having all sorts of troubles with getting it fixed. He's got to get parts. The county doesn't want to pay him for his last job or something. He also, Beth Grant, hey now, this show can learn and grow. Beth Grant is going to be Leanne's personal assistant.
Yeah.
And this is her first day after the execution. So they have marital troubles. We do not talk about them being siblings. We do not see the boys. We do reference 5 children, which I don't know if we've seen them all.
Yeah, I think I can think of 3.
We then go do we have anything with Liz Vassy and the judge yet?
Not yet. I think when they show up in court the next day, she is like, I want this I want this sentence revoked. Like she should not be getting the death penalty, et cetera, et cetera. And the judge goes bonkers. They go back into his quarters, and he's sort of like talking legalese, and she's trying to like reason with him. and he hands her a file, which she starts looking through, and he's talking to her about how he goes by the law and blah, blah, blah. And she sees something in the file that we don't see, and she is sort of distant and sort of talking at him, but not really talking to him. Um, and she says something to respond to whatever it is he said, but whatever this file is, gives her an idea. And it's a terrible idea. And
It's also only in the last 15 minutes of the episode. So what happens before that
yeah,
is the judge is going to go visit the lady on death row. Maybe Leanne gets him to go.
Leanne gets him to go.
We're going to have a scene where Leanne's getting questioned by the media because she's trying to get the execution stopped. Liz Vassy shows up. Maybe Leanne will go see this woman. We had Leanne as the benefactor of imprisoned women early on in the series, and we dropped it and never came back. It's unclear if this is that again or if this is just the plot, the character serving the plot. So there will be the judge talking to the lady. There will be, I think Liz Vassy early on just is like, you just suck, judge. But then Liz Vassy's going to go see Sam Robards, and they're going to talk about the original trial because she's trying to think of something to like throw a hair in or to get it relooked at. We're going to have Sam Robards talking about dancing. There is no more flirtation between the two of them.
No.
It's been a few episodes and they did sort of get pissy at each other in that episode, didn't they? But
like they had left the dancing thing where she was going to be his partner. Yeah. And in this episode, he's like, I'm late for a dancing lesson. And she doesn't acknowledge that she's also taking dancing lessons. They should be practicing together. There's like no
new universe.
It's so weird. And like he's barely in this.
He's barely in it.
Yeah.
But we'll come back for the action sequence. So there is then, but yeah, so there's basically just a lot of back and forth about how the judge, even if he cared, he couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
But then she tries to get him to read her book. He doesn't, but then he does, but then he only reads the chapter about himself. They are having this conversation where he will always bring his wife up, but he basically, I assume, talks to the death row inmate the way that Emily wishes Beau Bridges would have talked to her in a southern drawl, about how, like, you know, he knows he's a fuck god. He basically, if they'd made this on syndication, it could have been what if it had been Larry from Three's Company as Maximum Bob, but they hadn't made the show either, so we didn't have to watch it. But they are like flirting, or he's like, you've grown it, you've blossomed into a woman since I last saw you. And she's like, it's been 12 years, Judge. I know how to please a man, even one such as yourself. And he's like, I know you do. For
and then
9 minutes amid three scenes.
Oddly, he goes back to his wife and tells her what a lovely woman she's grown up to be. What a beauty she is.
I feel like the teaser had like Leanne being jealous, but those lines always end with the judge going, but I don't want nothing but you, my young childlike bride.
Except that this woman is also very young. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I also don't know if Leanne's in a bunch of negligee. She might be. I've zoned out at this point.
You're just so used to it.
Yeah. But she cock blocks him. She's like, I'm not fucking you. You've ruined the mood by saying you want to kill that woman.
Yeah. And like,
And
and he's really trying. And she's like, absolutely not.
yeah,
It's
so
good for her.
good for
And
her.
good for him for respecting that.
And not running out to fuck a stripper like you did in the pilot.
Yeah.
So we then, like, the next day, Leanne and Beth Grant, Leanne meets, so we're in, fucking Dracula the series level of time things here, because they have time to track that woman down the same day
Mhm.
that old girl's getting executed.
Did
No,
you talk about why?
no, but we will. But no, they fucked it up. Doesn't the execution get foiled at night?
The first one.
Doesn't the second one?
I don't remember.
I think it does, which doesn't work because they have to execute her by noon. There's a total eclipse of the sun subplot that got cut
Yeah.
off, the exploding cars in the background. So Leanne's visiting old girl. I don't know if she's like, I want your husband looks like he could drive a metal spike through concrete, but they don't. Instead, they just like have girl talk. And
But she is like, your husband's so charming. And this is the, like, he's such a complex man.
yeah, but Leanne's less into that in this moment than Liz Vassy will be in her
Yeah.
scene, which is fucking foul. Um, Originally in the pilot, the judge was going to keep her locked up till she fucked him. Was the
Yeah.
yeah. So she's like, I have a daughter. I don't know whatever happened to her. And Leanne's like, do you want to see her? And she's like, hell no, I don't want her seeing me like this. I just want to know that she's okay.
Can I say, though, for 1998 or whatever, like she says something like, she'd only be 12 years old. I don't want to give her the trauma of knowing who I am and what I've done and what's going to happen to me. Like, I think that's pretty modern.
Yep. I mean, it's not terrible, so it doesn't deserve a comment. Other than that, it's not terrible, and so doesn't
Mr.
deserve
Emily
a
always
comment.
says, I shouldn't have to thank anybody for doing the thing that they should be doing anyway.
Right.
So it's similar. I get it.
Uh, Mrs. Andrews says you don't get credit for doing the chores you should have done anyway.
Yeah.
Weird. Weird. Okay. So we then go to Beth Grant and Leanne zooming across Florida.
Yes.
But I think we only show them like showing up at this house.
I think we do
Where
too. It was kind of weird. And Leanne is trying to be charming, talking to the mom or the adopted mom of this little girl. The mom shuts the door in her face, like, my daughter's going to be here any minute. She doesn't know any of this. I don't want her to know any of this. And then Beth Grant approaches the back door, and she gets a little country with it. I don't think she threatens her or anything, but it is just like, no, she doesn't. She actually plays it kind of cool. And she's like, imagine if you were in this woman's situation. She just wants to see a picture of her, whatever you can spare.
yeah,
Like it, and that works. She gets a tiny little picture, which, to be honest, looked like the actress playing the inmate at a younger age. Like, it looked like that's what it was. We went to the yearbook and got a school picture of her. Um, and they race back to deep water or whatever, and they get pulled over by the cops. Leanne's license has expired because she's the judge's wife in a very small town. She's never had this problem before.
yeah.
Beth Grant has a gun in her purse.
Just in case.
The officer is searching the car because they're being so difficult. And as he pulls the gun out, Leanne and Beth Grant jump into the police car and race off.
Yep.
At which point, police are pursuing her.
Yep.
And she radios into the police. I thought this was interesting. She's using the police radio. She's not using a cell phone. It's 1998. There's a car phone, I guess. But she's calling on the police radio. They never question that. They never question, like, what are you doing on a police radio?
Well, no, because she immediately tells him what's going on.
Oh, I guess I missed that part. But anyway, then they get to the county line and suddenly it's not like they can't catch her now because it's out of the jurisdiction of the original police.
Now, she probably would have gone over counties, presumably, and might be chased by Highway Patrol at this point. So
yeah, I would think that Highway Patrol would be involved.
You also have Sam Robards, sheriff of Okeechobee County, aiding and abetting theft.
Yes.
This is not life or death. It's really fucked up, but it's also like, I was expecting somehow Big to get involved. He does not.
He does not.
This is instead where we have the resolution of the thing Emily talked about earlier, which is,
oh yeah,
Big gives Liz Vassy a file that has the solution to how she can get this woman off. And it's based on his first person who was going to go to the electric chair, but it got called off because the guy tried killing himself. If you try killing yourself, you can't be executed because you're mentally
unwell or whatever. Yeah.
So Liz Vassy has taken this to the lady in prison, and the lady in prison's like, I'm a good Christian. I cannot do this.
And it's so fucked up that she would even ask that. And after the woman says, no, I'm not going to do it, there's a scene right before she's executed where she's given her last meal. And the camera zooms in on the steak knife that is right next to her. And I'm like, she's already said no. I don't think she's going to change her mind at this point. Why are you even introducing this idea? Do you remember that?
She changes her mind.
Oh, does she?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what I was doing when I watched it.
Okay, you were fucking going back to the Fabulous Baker Boys and just like, ooh, everybody watches this for Mo Bridges and his.
I was excited for Hacks. I had 2 episodes of Hacks to catch up on. So, incidentally, Deborah Vance gets sent to jail, and in the time it takes, what's her name, to get the bail money, she befriends all of the women in her cell. And by the end of it, she releases them all on bail because she's so rich. She can get them all out. Women supporting women. Anyway.
Yeah, that show has 5 seasons and 9 Emmys.
Yeah.
Doesn't really qualify for
I'm just saying.
Okay. So, no, so what happens? So judge is like, we can't help her at this point.
Yeah.
Well, luckily Leanne gets there in time, shows her the picture. The woman's in tears. Blah, 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 blah. Then we get like her going, I've already had a last meal. And we get a flashback of the first scene where she goes to the electric chair, and I'm like, oh, that was a really convenient way of doing it that we don't have to do it again. Yeah. Instead, after Emily turned off the episode, we cut back to the woman in the cell. Then we cut to a news reporter hounding Liz Vassy, and she's like, hey, did you have any idea that your client was mentally unstable?
Oh.
She's like, no, she's a suicidal psycho. And so we see her getting wheeled by on a hospital thing. Then Big gets to get laid. And Leanne says that she's worried about what's her face in the future, but Big gets to get laid because his spore is looking so good. And then if there
I think
was a teaser for next time, I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. But oh my goodness. Next episode, last episode. There might be a little delay on this one too, folks. Sorry about that. We were, otherwise occupied. Once Bitten
What's delay? There wasn't a delay.
There wasn't a delay. Okay. Once Bitten, episode 7, the final episode of Maximum Bob. Is there a synopsis? Not on IMDb. Good.
Great. From the key art, it appears our dude from the first episode. Oh, that is another brother, isn't it? Or is it a cousin? The glasses guy from the first one with the boyfriend.
I think that's a brother.
Boyfriend. He's going to be back next episode. Maybe, maybe not.
Judge Gibbs' gubernatorial campaign is temporarily derailed by allegations of sexual assault leveled by a former intern. Elvin Crow and Sheriff Gary hunt down Sonny and another convict after the two break out of prison. Is Sonny the boyfriend?
I think so. I think it's going to be them. Okay.
All right.
So, cool. Can't wait for that. It is the last episode. We will be revealing the next thing. Emily's very excited for a 1-hour show that got a full 22 episodes plus a 2-hour pilot movie. So
when am I going to have time to watch this? How am I going to remember all of this?
This is going to be quite a dedication. And it's, hey, it's a bucket list thing in 2026. Kind of a bucket year, folks.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We will see you next time when we discuss episode 7, the final episode of Maximum Bob. Andrew, I will see you in television land.
Emily, see you in television land.